didn't have to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts. Just beware of.
Okay, cool.
Hello, everybody. Harvey Talks Prison here. Today we got Lauren on here. She's got her better half is in prison in Virginia. So we're going to have her tell her story. So Lauren, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on about yourself and him?
Okay, well, so I've been with this dude for like over a year. I found him, one of my friends that we were acquainted with found him, and I was just going through a really hard time at that point. I just wanted somebody to talk to for a little bit, but it turned out to be what it is now. He has been incarcerated at Lawrenceville Correctional Center for about 9.5 years. He got arrested in 2011, and they gave him a 17-year sentence for an armed robbery charge. That was.
So what level is that? What level prison is that?
Lawrenceville, it's like I think it's a level 3,
Right.
like on the borderline of it. And then it's privately owned. It's the only prison in Virginia that's privately owned still.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's not a good place at all. Actually, I mean, it's. I won't even. I mean, like I did a whole prison relationship like the first go around when I was like 16 with somebody I known my whole life. But between that and I didn't even know there was a place called Lawrenceville until I met this kid or whatever. And I don't know, man. From just everything that's going on in that place, and from like my experience being on like the other side on a phone call when like things have popped off and like nothing's been done about it. I mean, there's one time that we.
I've talked to other YouTubers and other people that's been in Virginia, and they all have bad things to say about Virginia. But at least he's not in Red Onion or Wallens Rich. Those are real bad. But Wallens Ridge.
Yeah, he was in Keene Mountain for like for like I think a year. And that's where he started at.
But is he getting sent to Indian Creek, you said?
No, he's not, because it's Indian Creek's a level 2. And so his points were like right at like 19. I don't know if it's the same in different states, but it's like on the borderline of a level 2, 3 where he could go. And I think what happened is they gave him 2 in-house charges for refusing to go back to general population. Okay, so I guess that bumped him up point wise. And so they decided that they're gonna put him in a level 3, which is he's got a choice between Nottoway, Greensville, and what's the other one? Pocahontas. I think that's the name of the other one.
Yeah, but he don't want to go to Greensville.
And that's what I told him. I said the same thing. His mom said the same thing. I've heard really bad things about Greensville as well. But what confuses me is he's got 2 years left. Okay, so the justice system is just the justice system. But I don't see why they would like move him like way out there when he is going to do his 2 years and be done with it. But
so when he was in,
then again, Virginia is the Commonwealth.
So when he was in the hole,
Mm-hmm.
did they give him an order to go back to population, or did he just?
Mm-hmm. He refused it.
Yeah, that's called refusing a direct order, at least in Missouri. And they'll give you another conduct violation for that. And,
yeah, which is the really shitty part, because I mean, the way he did it was really, I mean, like I know his cellmate's going to be okay. I found that out. His cellmate's like still in critical condition, but he's going to be okay. I just find it like awkwardly. I haven't seen like physical evidence of this yet. I mean, I've seen like bits and pieces from like phones that have been there. But I do know that like the way they went about handling this whole thing, and him having to say that he thought about killing himself in order to get off a unit that people were being stabbed on. And I mean, from other people that you've talked to have said the same thing. Like, I mean, it's just not a great compound, and I generally was in fear for his life, and the fact that they were going to make him go back to the same pod,
Yeah,
not move him
it's
to a different pod,
it's a
was
bad
like,
thing when you go to the hole because you're trying to stay out of trouble, and then you get in trouble for not going back to population, But
Yeah.
they don't understand. People, they don't. It's not that they don't understand. They do understand. They don't care.
right. Well, I mean, they're the ones that bring all the drugs in. They're the ones that have all the seven or eight ODs that have happened within like 3 months of each other. It's and what's crazy is they lost the vote because they were going to shut it down. They only needed like 6 votes, and GL paid all their political campaign Mondo money, and they
Now,
swayed their votes to not shut it down.
in the hole, was he able? He was able to call you and have video chats with you and stuff.
So yeah, he is able. He's not able to call me as much as he wants to. And he does get video chat. He'll get a video visit, but I had these visits set up before he went to the hole. So like, I haven't set one up since he's been down in the hole. So I don't know if like setting one up is different, but they were already set up. So they had no choice. They had a choice, but they gave it to him anyway. But yeah, he's allowed a 50. Well, I pay $20 for a 50-minute visit. But he's shackled the entire time. He doesn't even get to hold the phone like really at all.
See, in the hole, it's
I don't know. I've been to the hole in jail.
in the hole, it's different. When you're in population, you can call whenever you want and everything. But in the hole, they can't control when and they only give you a limited amount. At least in Missouri, they only give you a limited amount of time to call.
Well, and like he's in there with them. And it's not racist because I'm not racist at all, but he's the only white person in the hole right now, for real. As from what I understand, and there's these guys that are in there that are just like hogging the phone because they have it on a wheelie thing, and I guess where he's at, like he never gets to the phone because they're always on the phone and they never want to pass the phone, so that gets frustrating. But I mean, I get it. And
the gangs now.
I mean, everybody wants to have a phone call and like be able to talk to someone. So the visits are really the only part that I feel like I have more time in the visits than anything. So I don't.
So you're not able, you live too far away to actually visit him physically, right?
No, I can visit him. I had to put in a visitation application, but because I'm out of state, it's a give or take 9 hours from where I'm at to where he is at. But it takes 90 days for them to approve it because I'm out of state. Plus, from personal experience, I have a record. I'm not a felon, but I have a record, and it takes a little bit of a time to like get through all of that. Well, I got approved for it. But the problem is, like, I mean, I don't know how it'll be at his new place that he's at, but with Lawrenceville, I was very much afraid that if I drove 9 hours, because I could see him on Saturday and Sunday because I was out of state. That was the benefit. Instead of getting an hour with him, I got to see him for 2 hours both days on Saturday and Sunday. But if I drove the 9 hours just to have them say, oh, we're going to be dicks and shut the prison down, you can't see him at all, that means I drove 9 hours and like for no reason. And they've done it. I've heard of people saying they visit Lawrenceville out of state, and that's like what they've done. Like intentionally just shut it down because they didn't want people to show up.
You're in the hole. You have to visit behind a screen, and then it's only like for 2 hours, So if I was in the hole, if I could get word to my people, I'd say, don't even come up, don't.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Well, I wouldn't go up. I wouldn't go up if I mean, I would have known if he was in the hole. I wouldn't have gone up if he was in the hole either, for that reason as well. I would have waited till he got out of the hole to do it. But I mean, I don't know how it goes with transferring and stuff, because like I've never been like part of that whole transfer thing, because my dude, the first one was in Indian Creek. That's where he was for his 4 years. Like he did not go anywhere else. Like I didn't see the whole transferring and how crazy that is. Because I know I've heard from people saying it's like super crazy that they don't.
So he can't.
I guess they say at Lawrenceville they cut his organ. Yeah.
He can't go to Indian Creek. Can he request to be transferred somewhere else?
Well, yeah, he's got those 3 different places that. Oh, and Deerfield. That's the 4th one. I forgot about Deerfield. But the 4 that he chose or that he can choose from. But I don't even know if he gets to like pick it anyway. I mean, I'm pretty sure at the end of the day that they're gonna pick it. He's just waiting. From my understanding yesterday, he said he was waiting for Richmond to finalize his transfer papers because they had to go through Richmond or something like that in order to sign off on it.
Yeah, the head of the DOC.
That's what I said. It's all new to me. I've never been.
The head of the DOC's got to sign off on it.
Right.
Which is probably in the capital.
So hopefully, I don't know. You can probably answer this. Like DOC prison is better than. I mean, no prison's good, but I mean, if you had to pick, would you rather be at a DOC place or a privately run place?
DOC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're all bad, but the private prisons is worse, you know.
The medical care at privately owned prisons is outrageous. Like, I mean, they didn't even evaluate him when he said he was going to kill himself. I don't care if he was joking or not. I don't care about that. But like, the fact is that you didn't even take that seriously.
Actually, I was thinking the
evaluation on it.
Thinking the medical and the private prisons would be better, but I guess not.
No, he hasn't been able to see a doctor in 7 months, but it's because Lawrenceville they can't keep a doctor on staff because nobody's gonna work for what they want to pay them. But that's what's crazy. They just get away with it because of the money. It's the money, and that's what pisses me off the most.
And in Missouri, they take people off meds, their medication. They give them cheaper medication. Huh? Yeah, and force them to take meds that they're not supposed to be taking. You know.
Yeah.
And if you can go over there for something serious, and they really don't want to treat you, you know, because they're trying to save money. You know. It's all
right. Well, you know, I had a situation when I went to jail this last time. You saw my video. Like, I come in with my medication. I've been bipolar since I can't even remember, over 15 years. And they refused to give me my medication. Like, they refused, flat out said, nope, we're not giving it to you at all. You can just suffer.
Right. Yeah. Deal with it.
And it was like, whoa. Or they give you some cheap bullshit that's not even.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the messed up part because I feel like a lot of people, from my experience, just in being in jail.
In Missouri, we kind of have a joke. It's not funny, but we always joke. You can go over there, anything, and they'll say, "Here's some Motrin," you know, and send you back to your house. There's a lot of truth to that, you know.
Right. And the thing too is that like I've heard. There's a guy that was on the news about Lawrenceville who had heart conditions, and he wasn't able to see whatever the heart doctor. I can't pronounce that word.
Cardiologist.
For like 4 years. Cardiologist, yeah. For 4 years, like they didn't let him go to the hospital. Like, and I mean, Joey's roommate or cellmate is lucky that he got airbagged out of there because they said that like 9 times out of 10 when they have like a bunch of stabbing calls, like they don't ever send him out. But his were so serious that they had to airlift him out. They couldn't even take him in the ambulance. Like he got stabbed 7 times over a TV or something. I don't even know really what it was about because it wasn't there, but that's the
way it is.
And he's coming back. He's coming back and they're gonna put him in the same pod. I guarantee it. I'm like 99% positive.
Yeah, they only
the
most serious cases will they take them out by helicopter. You know, most of them they just throw them in a van or whatever and take them to the local hospital. But
right,
real serious for them.
Sad.
Air them out, you know. But, at least in Missouri, but the thing with the heart attack we're talking about that happens in several states that I know of. You know. They don't care. I know a guy in Missouri that went up to the medical complaining of chest pains. shit you not, they gave him Motrin, and he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And that's just the way the DOC is. And I'm trying to make people aware of it. That's why I'm glad you're on here talking about it too.
Yeah, no, I am too. I really am, because I don't, in my experience, I've been lucky enough to make it to where I haven't landed in a penitentiary yet. I mean, that's where it's going if I fuck up again, honestly, but, I mean, the way, and I think that if people could see, like I always said, if I could get him a phone in there, I would in a heartbeat if I felt like I was going to be able to do it and not get in trouble. Because like you look on, I don't know if you see, the other platform that you're on, you can see it on like that side of that platform, like with people showing videos of what it's like on the inside and like how bad everything is. Like
they do on this platform too.
They do? Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know like the stipulations of platforms, but even in Fairfax County, okay, so where I'm from in Virginia, I'm from like one of the richest counties in Virginia, where the jail, Johnny Depp's case was at my courthouse. And even their plumbing and their water, I mean, it's brown, and they have no intentions on fixing it because they haven't. And that's not even it's not even privately owned at all. I don't think so. But it needs to be exposed, because and the whole thing with people dying like at Lawrenceville and covering it up, like they had enough money to cover it up. So there's people that passed away don't even get the dignity of like what really happened because they've covered it up with money, which is not right.
Does Virginia do this? The Virginia prison system do this? Because they do in Missouri. If something happens to your loved one in prison and you're calling up there asking about it, they don't give any information?
Nope.
No, yeah, it's the same here.
Now, if it came down to if me and him were married, yeah, probably. I mean, actually, no, because to be honest with you, his mom has been calling up there left and right. I know they hate me. They've got to have my number on like do not pick up list, but his mom actually tried to get a hold of the warden and like has been going round and round and round with them, hanging up the phone on her and not doing anything. And it's like you can't even if you do call, even if that's his mom, obviously you need to tell her what's going on, and they won't tell her a damn thing at all.
Yes, it's the same in Missouri. They keep saying it's a internal affair thing, and they can't tell people on the outside. But that's what they say in Missouri, anyway.
Right. Well, it's all. I feel like it's all like it's all a ploy of we're gonna keep it hush hush and not say anything, or we're gonna figure out a loophole, which is probably what they did. They figured out a loophole to get through that. And as far as I know, I don't. The fact that Virginia only has one privately run prison, and apparently this prison is like not. Like their doors don't even lock. I've seen videos of people like showing like their doors don't lock, they're broken, they don't fix them. And I've never
the cell doors don't lock.
Heard of a prison letting inmates walk around freely. No. Some of them don't. Like some of them do lock, but there's some that don't. Like he would have to. I don't know what you guys do, but you like stick things in to like lock it or unlock it when they do lock it, I guess. But even with like some of the doors in his pod, like some of them don't lock at all. Like they haven't fixed them. So the people that are in those cells are like constantly at night like barricading themselves in the cell because they don't. I mean,
yeah, that's dangerous.
They don't want to get shanked. It is dangerous, and the fact is too that they let these inmates walk into other pods, like from different buildings and stuff. Like the COs run that prison for real. Like I mean, when it comes down to it, they definitely run it. But I just never have heard of like, I mean, how do you let a bunch of people from a different dormitory walk into a pod, like some random pod, just like walk in, like they're letting them like walk into it, even through like the bubble thing, like where the guards are at, like they open the door and let them come in, which is why people's shit's getting taken and random. I would think that's where the stabbings are happening too, because they don't have any.
They do that in Missouri too.
security
I
to
had
like,
to sneak in, you know. But at the Missouri State Penitentiary, at one time they had inmates working the levers that opened the doors to the cells. Can you believe
oh
that?
wow, wow.
That was just
No,
crazy.
I mean, I can remember I remember getting phone calls from him at night, like, and they'll shut the phones off whenever they don't give. I mean, they do. Their kiosk, for instance, has been broken. We're going on 5 months
The kiosk.
with no emails. Yeah, like where they're like where you can do emails because they're taking all the JPay 6s, like the new tablets that are coming out. Well, Virginia is not going to let you buy them anymore. They're going to have them there. So when you go there, you're going to have one that they give you from now on. But until they do that, they have the kiosks and kiosks where they like open emails. So that means that in his pod, nobody can send an email. Nobody. It's like they want to cut everybody out of the outside world. Like they don't want any of them contacting the outside world.
They got kiosks in Missouri, but they also have tablets. You know, I get
Right. They do. They have tablets too. Yeah, they have tablets too. But he don't have a tablet anymore because whatever somebody has, stole it. I'm betting that's what happened. But the new JPay 6s, I guess prisons have like come to this conclusion that like they're not going to let you buy it anymore. They're going to just have it. So, it's another form of control, if you want to say, because then they can control the whole JPay movement.
But they just
guess whatever. It's just so until.
They just updated the tablets here in Missouri, and so now the people in prison, they can call you from their tablets.
That's awesome, though, because I mean,
my violence on the phones because people fighting over the phones. So they put a phone app on the tablet so that cut down a lot of the violence already.
Right, and like that would make sense. That it would, because like, I mean, you hear it all the time. People bitching, yelling over the phone, and like the phone's being broken all the time because somebody's like, pissed that they had to get up the phone. They say it's supposed to be a 20-minute phone conversation. I am lucky. I'm lucky if I get 15 minutes lucky. That's like, I'm lucky if that even happens.
It's 15 in Missouri.
Yeah. And I think it's crazy. The fact is that I say this all the time. Like I put $25 on his books just to see like what the tax break would be on it. And like, I swear to God, on even on a $25 commissary thing, I ended up spending like $30 some when it was all said and done because they taxed me $8 on top of it. And it's like, it's bad enough that like, I mean, yeah, and it's like, it's so sad because the money that you're getting from all of this, you could turn around and put it back into programs and all that kind of stuff. Like they had a dog program at Lawrenceville. They did at one point. They had it, and then they took it away because they were bringing contraband in through dog food bags, and that was the whole reason they got rid of that. Now I'm thinking they just got rid of it because they didn't want to fund it anymore. It was a way to like, oh, we'll take this out of here because we don't have to pay for it anymore, so we can save money and keep our shareholders happy.
Dog program in Missouri is I think one of the best programs they got. It really helps the
right.
Yeah, it really helps.
Because dogs are therapeutic. They're therapeutic. I mean, and plus, like my biggest thing with that is like, if you're a felon, it's hard enough to get a job. Period. Especially if you have like an armed robbery charge on top of it or something like that. I mean, I have a misdemeanor and it's hard for me to get a job. I get bitched about my DUI all the time. But with the dog training, you could train yourself and be your own boss. So you wouldn't even have to worry about the whole felon thing because you could be your own boss. So that would take the pressure, because a lot of friends that I have that have been locked up, that the first thing they do when they get out is, I can't find a job because I have no skills. They didn't give me skills to do anything.
Exactly.
And the only job that I am going to get if I'm lucky is like some fast food, like, bullshit, like busboy type thing. And that's the problem. Like you can't
just throw them out, when they give them.
Oh, it'd be like, see you later. Like and then you wonder why the reoffending rate is so damn high.
So we only got a few minutes left. So is there anything you would like?
How many minutes?
We only got a few minutes left. So is there anything you'd like to tell the audience before we get off here?
I think that you guys should definitely like watch my channel. And I like listen I'm really passionate about it. I'm like super excited that Harvey found me on the other platform, which is pretty cool. And that if any, I don't remember what I was going to say. I just lost my train of thought. I don't know. Thanks, Harvey, for having me. I like totally blew
No,
my
You need to tell us the name of your channel.
the name of my oh, it's Broken System,
Right.
but the two S's are dollar signs instead of the S.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought,
Hey, thank you for coming on.
all right, cool. I'm super. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate that, man. You keep telling these stories like you're telling, you know, because people need to hear this. All right.
It's definitely 100%.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.